There are 5 ancient principles that only 1% of men ever truly grasp. These are secrets so potent that once you master them, you will command a new level of respect, as if you were operating on a completely different plane of existence. And the most remarkable part is that this isn't some modern self-help trend or the kind of nonsense peddled by pickup artists. These are 2,000-year-old tenets that forged the strongest men in human history. Marcus Aurelius lived by these codes, so did Seneca, and so did Epictetus. These figures were not just philosophers contemplating life from ivory towers. They were men who led armies, governed empires, and faced their own mortality without a flicker of fear. They possessed an understanding of human nature that has been almost entirely forgotten by men today. Now, I am going to share all 5 of these secrets with you, but I must give you a warning. Once you learn them, you cannot unlearn them. Your entire perception of the world will shift. You will begin to notice the profound weakness that defines most men. You will finally understand why certain individuals command effortless respect while others are walked over for their entire lives. These are not merely mindset adjustments. They are psychological instruments that will fundamentally alter how people perceive you, treat you, and react to your very presence. By the time this is over, you will hold the same mental tools that shape the most revered men in history. But here's the reality. Most men who hear this will do nothing. Do not be like most men. You need to face the brutal truth that most men avoid. You have been sold a lie about what makes a man powerful. Society has fed you a narrative that champions being nice, being agreeable, and being the guy who never rocks the boat. And what does that accomplish for you? You likely find yourself being overlooked in important meetings. People cut you off mid-sentence. Your ideas are casually dismissed. Women may see you as safe, but never as compelling. Other men simply do not take you seriously. You are tired of playing a background character in the story of your own life. Meanwhile, you've seen that one guy. You know the type. He enters a room and the atmosphere changes. Everyone seems to notice him. He has no need to prove his worth or fight for the spotlight. People just naturally yield to his authority, and you're left wondering, what does he possess that I don't? Psychological masters. They understood human nature on a level that would make modern psychologists envious. They knew precisely how to command respect without ever demanding it, how to be feared without being resented, and how to lead without being loud. The first secret, understood by only 1% of men, is what I term controlled indifference. Most men mistakenly believe that caring less means being rude or cold. That is completely wrong. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This is what it truly means. When someone attempts to provoke you, insult you, or draw an emotional reaction from you, you simply refuse to give them the satisfaction. This isn't a sign of weakness. It's a demonstration of your complete control. While others lose their composure over trivial matters, you remain undisturbed. That profound calm in the middle of a storm is what earns you respect. The second secret is strategic vulnerability. This concept may challenge you because it contradicts nearly everything taught about masculinity. Weak men strive for a facade of perfection. They refuse to admit mistakes, never show a hint of uncertainty, and never allow anyone to witness their struggles. The strongest men, however, choose their moments of vulnerability. They will concede when they are wrong, but only when it serves a greater purpose. They will display emotion, but it is always calculated, never purely reactive. Seneca understood this with perfect clarity. He wrote about his own flaws not to seem weak, but to show his humanity while reinforcing his authority. When you master strategic vulnerability, people no longer see you as weak. They see you as a human being who is confident enough to be real. That blend of authenticity and strength is magnetic. Most men are either too hard or too soft. The 1% know how to be both, depending on what the situation requires. The third secret is outcome independence. Most men are slaves to the results they seek. They need every conversation to end in their favor, every interaction to validate their ego, and every plan to unfold perfectly. That desperation is a scent people can detect from a mile away. Epictetus, a man who was literally a slave before becoming one of history's greatest philosophers, knew this better than anyone. Selective engagement. Insecure men feel they must respond to everything, every text, every comment, every single provocation. They believe that being available 24/7 makes them important. It does not. It only makes them common. Marcus Aurelius was the most powerful man on earth, yet he chose his battles with immense care. He did not engage with every senator who challenged him. He did not reply to every critic. He refused to waste his energy on those who were not worth his time. When you become selective with your attention, your energy, and your responses, a remarkable thing happens. People begin to compete for your engagement instead of taking it for granted. The fifth and most dangerous secret is philosophical detachment. This is the nuclear option of Stoic psychology, and it is what truly separates the 1% from everyone else. The average man is emotionally hijacked by his circumstances. A bad day at work ruins his evening. A disrespectful comment makes him furious. When things don't go his way, he is devastated. But Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking." He understood that one's internal state must never be held hostage by external events. When you master philosophical detachment, you become psychologically bulletproof. People cannot manipulate you with guilt because you are not attached to their approval. They cannot control you with anger because you are not reactive to their emotions. They cannot break you with setbacks because your worth is not tied to temporary outcomes. You become like a mountain, unmovable, unshakable, and permanent. Here is how you can begin to implement these 5 secrets today. First, practice controlled indifference by refusing to react to the next 3 things that would normally trigger you. Simply observe your impulse to react and then choose not to. Second, find one area this week where you can be strategically vulnerable. Admit a small mistake you made or share a struggle you are facing, but do so from a place of strength, not of weakness. Third, identify one outcome you are overly attached to and consciously practice letting it go. Fourth, choose 3 people or situations you are going to stop engaging with immediately. And fifth, spend 10 minutes each morning reminding yourself that your peace comes from within, not from demanded. But this is the warning. These secrets carry a price. Once you see how emotionally weak most men truly are, once you understand how easily people are manipulated by their own feelings, once you realize the immense power you actually possess, you can never go back to being ignorant. You will see the world in a new light, and sometimes that knowledge can feel isolating. Marcus Aurelius wrote about this loneliness in his personal journals, the burden of being the only one in the room who is not controlled by his emotions, who is not desperate for validation, who is not reactive to every little thing. But that is the price you pay for being in the 1%. Most men will never understand these secrets because they are too comfortable in their weakness. They would rather complain about their problems than develop the strength to solve them. If you are ready to join the 1% of men who truly understand power, you must make a choice. Stay weak with the 99% or become strong with the 1%.